Ranger Vietnam Veteran Memorial Park. We're going to be waiting on a convoy that's actually going through the entire country. This convoy is actually coming out of Washington, D.C. and going all the way to California.
I'm with the Ranger Veterans Support Group here in Ranger, and we're at the Vietnam Memorial Park. We're here prepared to get ready for the convoy that is going to be coming down the highway in about an hour to take the Bankhead Highway out of Ranger and continue on west through Eastland and Cisco, all the way far as they can on the Bankhead Highway. And we're here to welcome them through Ranger. It's going to be a lot of fun to sit here and take pictures of them as they go by and have our flags out, as you can see. And, so that's why we are here today.
Right here behind me. He has done our emceeing for all our parades and everything we do for 18, 20 years or so. We won't go any further than that. But Jim Cockburn is going to do the honors for me and this town of Ranger today for y'all.
All right, thank you, Jeannie. I'm so glad to see all of you here, and believe me, lots of memories come back as I saw all of those rolling through. 28 years is what I spent, and I actually had a motor pool that had about 100 vehicles in it, so good to see all of these vehicles rolling again that are so familiar to me. Well, I want to thank each of you for being here and to recognize any dignitaries that we can see. A very tight schedule, so hold your applause until I've named them all. County Judge Rex Field, Mayor Joe Pilgrim, City Commissioners, well, there's one back here, she just didn't raise her hand. Chamber President John T. Harris, and Chamber of Commerce Board members. Eastland County Historical Commission members, Ranger Historical Preservation Society members, and Ranger City employees. There are also a number I see around here of the Ranger Task Force members, Ranger Citizen Task Force. They've got on some t-shirts, do a lot of work for the area. And for any of you who cannot see, raise your hands. Everybody see? Okay, I think we got them in here. And to all of you who are driving on this wonderful, auspicious trip, we applaud you. And thank you once again for being here, sitting on the Bankhead Highway as you are right now. Now I would like to turn this over to our Mayor, Joe Pilgrim.
Thank you. Just want to welcome everybody as much as we can here. I mean, this is terrific to be able to see everyone and have you come through and be a part, and let us be a part of your ceremony. This is wonderful. At the time that this Bankhead Highway came through, there was the oil boom was going on in Ranger, and we had all kinds of problems with the streets and one thing or another. We had all the heavy equipment, the machinery, and one thing like that for the oil boom. Plus, we had rain, and from what I've seen in all the old pictures, it must have been a lot of rain, because everything that you see, you got somebody stuck in the mud down here up to their running boards or above. You got people on skids with mules pulling them across town, boards set out so people can walk across town. So it must have been one heck of a time around here for some rain, which we could use a little bit of that now. Not that much, but some of it on there. So they brought us in here, and you notice all the brick streets. Well, these came from Thurber, just down the road. Y'all came past them just a little bit ago on there. So all these brick streets were done at that same time, and that was paid for by a lot of the oil boom taxes and one thing or another. And this was really a big deal at the time, because so many counties and cities and things didn't have the kind of money to do it. They had to use the gravel roads, the asphalt and stuff, and paved roads with brick, not yellow brick, but brick, was a nice touch that we were able to do, and the city of Ranger was able to do their streets, plus the Bankhead Highway on there. So there's been quite a bit of that. And with that in mind, just a couple miles down the road, mile and a half or so down the road, y'all are going to pass the McCluskey Farm entrance. At that McCluskey Farm entrance, you go back in there a little ways, and that was the McCluskey Well #1. That's the well that's credited with, and the boom that's credited with winning World War I on there. All this happened because of this small community in there, because the oil came around, and a lot of these Jeeps probably ran on some of that oil, one thing or another. So it's something to think about. More than that, I just want to say thank you very much for allowing us to be a part, and I know you're on a time schedule, so thank you for allowing the citizens of Ranger to be a part of your ceremony. Thank you.
To the citizens of Ranger, we'd like to thank you for welcoming us here today. This is a special occasion for 95th anniversary of when the convoy moved through here. It's a great town. It's got great potential. In the past, it has a great history, and it's marvelous that you've been able to salvage all these beautiful streets. I can remember being stationed in Mineral Wells and going down the old Millsap Road on my way back home to Denton, and thinking how great that was back 40 plus years ago. So hang on to your treasure, hang on to your Bankhead roots. We'll come back again in another 95 years, I hope. Convoy members, saddle up.
here at the Eastland Maverick football field parking lot, and we have the Bankhead Highway Convoy. It's the motor vehicle, or rather the military vehicle preservation association convoy that is replicating the 1919 military trip from Washington, D.C. to San Diego, California on the old Bankhead Highway. These folks, we have about 60 vehicles out here, and they are trying to replicate that trip as closely as possible. However, the Bankhead Highway, portions of it are now on privately owned land, so sometimes they have to detour off of the Bankhead. But they'll be leaving Eastland at 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock Wednesday morning, heading over to Cisco and then on to Abilene. So if y'all get a chance, come on out here to the football field and let's welcome these folks and show them how Eastland appreciates the military. Okay, as director of the Eastland Chamber of Commerce, we are out here to welcome these folks to Eastland, and of course Jim Kennedy of Kennedy Financial Services has cooked up some cowboy stew for them that will be provided to them at no charge. Of course, if any public wants to come out, it'll probably cost them a little bit to eat if they want to eat some of that cowboy stew.